Hi, in this video, let us assess the different methods and guidelines in instructional designing in a technology-based flexible learning. The first one is UDL, or Universal Design for Learning. It is a framework that can guide the development of inclusive learning environments. UDL has three principles, which are to provide multiple means of one, representation, second, action and expression, and third, engagement. Each of these principles has three guidelines that define educators and instructional designers to provide options and supports when designing instruction. You can read more of the guidelines at udlguidelines.cas.org, and you can also read the article Inclusive Instructional Design Applying UDL to Online Learning. The second instructional design model for online teaching is the ADDIE: Analysis, Design, Development, Implementation, and Evaluation. The third one, which is also applicable for online teaching, is SAM, or Successive Approximation Model. It has three major phases: preparation phase, interactive design phase, and the iterative development phase. Many of us perhaps, teach the same course in a semester after semester, and we probably already using some form of SAM, and we likely follow the process like this. Step 1, gather materials. Step 2, meet with our team, our colleagues, and perhaps students in the previous semester. Step 3, we create a prototype of the assignment. And step 4, we ask for feedback. And step 5, we make changes as part of the development or revisions or modifications. What are the pros and cons of SAM? Pros: it allows for constant re-evaluation and assessment of materials. It elicits feedback from all interested parties, develop rapidly. On the not so good feature of SAM, it can be a very time consuming and clunky process and lack cohesion due to the inclusion of so many different voices, and it's more concerned with engagement than effective learning. Another instructional design model that is appropriate for online teaching is the so-called rapid instructional design. The idea, as it applies to instructional design, is to develop learning experiences in a continual design evaluation cycle that continues throughout the life of the project. The cycle, known as spiral cycle or layered approach, which is to consider to be iterative, meaning the products are continually improved as the cycle continues. Rapid prototyping or spiral model has these features. It has concept definition. It implements in a skeletal system, user evaluation and concept refinement, implementation of refined requirements, user evaluation and concept refinement, implementation of refined requirements, etc., etc., in a continuous cycle. There are two types of prototypes that can be developed: a vertical prototype, which is in-depth functionality for a few features, and horizontal prototypes, which is the entire screen with no underlying functionality. So that you can see the difference of the three models that I introduced, this is a graphical or infographic of the three models that I introduced. The ADI, which is analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. The SAM is from develop or from design, go to develop, then to evaluate. While rapid prototyping is analyze, design, develop, implement, and evaluate. For you to be able to see the differences of the three models that I introduced, an infographic is presented on the screen. The first is the ADDIE, or the analyze, the design phase, the develop phase, implement, and evaluate. For some, it started obviously from design, develop, then to evaluate. For rapid prototyping model, start first with analyze, you design, you develop, you implement, then you evaluate.